Do you want to know how to eat when you can't train hard? Then you're in the right place. If you're in a season where you can't train hard, maybe you're injured, disabled, recovering, or you're dealing with chronic pain, or maybe you're dealing with burnout or illness, or life is just a lot, this video is for you. I'm Christina and I help with your fitness, nutrition, self-care, and self-love journeys. And we're answering the question, how am I supposed to eat if I can't work out like I used to? And the short answer is, you still deserve to eat. No matter if you're working out a lot or you're working out a little, you still deserve food. You still deserve to eat. The way that you think about food, though, needs to change. So let's talk about how you can eat in a way that supports your body and not punishes it when training hard isn't an option. So let's get into it. First off, let's drop the guilt. I want you to drop the guilt. Don't feel guilty if you can't train as hard and you eat a sweet. Not training does not mean that you don't deserve food. You have to eat. That is the most important part of training, of life, is you have to eat. No matter if you're training a little or training a lot, you have to eat. And you do not earn your food. It's not like you deserve, like you don't have to deserve your food and you don't have to earn it. Just eat it, because food is not a reward for exercise. Food is our way to recover, it's our healing, and it's our support for life. If you immediately jump to, I should eat less, I don't deserve carbs, I shouldn't be hungry, that's diet culture talking to you, not your body. Diet culture says that we have to earn our food, when in reality, you don't have to earn your food, because your body, it still needs energy, protein, micronutrients, and stability. Especially when you're healing and stressed. Your body needs nutrition, it needs food. You can't just support your life without eating food. So we need to shift the perspective from performance to support. When you can't train hard, your goal changes. Instead of asking, how do I eat to burn fat or push performance? I want you to ask yourself, how do I eat to support my body right where it is right now? And that means prioritizing recovery, energy levels, hormone health, mental health, inflammation management, blood sugar stability. Progress doesn't stop just because your intensity does. You can still make progress even if you're not working out as much. Have you ever heard of 80% nutrition, 20% exercise? Well, it's true. Your food is 80% of what you should be doing, and exercise is to support it. So you shouldn't just not eat when you're not working out as much. Like, your food is what is going to give you those goals that you want later down the road. So the next thing is, don't slash food. Adjust with intention. One of the biggest mistakes that's made in low movement seasons is cutting food aggressively and not wanting to eat. And I have been in that position where I have not wanted to eat as much because I'm not moving as much. When I had my surgery, I was just like that. So I understand it. I get it. Yes, your calories might need to be slightly lower, or maybe you need to be in a little bit of a calorie deficit, but slightly does not mean cutting meals, eating tiny portions like absolutely nothing, or living on protein shakes and coffee. Instead of cutting meals, I want you to think rebalancing. Focus on adequate protein at every single meal. I want you to have a protein source every single meal, whether that's a meat, if you're a vegetarian, that can be edamame, that can be different vegetables. You have other things that you can have for protein. But I want you guys to have a protein at every single meal. And balance carbs. You gotta have a protein and a carb. And a vegetable is a carb. A fruit is a carb. Have a carb. I do not want you eliminating carbs. That's one big thing that diet culture teaches, is cutting carbs. No, you need carbs because carbs are your energy. Muscle is formed by eating protein, but you have to have carbs to have energy. So you cannot cut out carbs, because then you'll be tired, you'll be sluggish, you won't feel good because you're not eating enough carbs. And I want you to eat healthy fats so that you can feel full and satisfied. And I want you to be able to eat fiber for digestion and fullness. Your body still needs the consistency even if you're on a deficit or eating a little bit less. The next thing is prioritize protein without obsession. Protein becomes important now more than ever when you're not training. And why, you may ask? It supports muscle retention, helps with healing and recovery, it keeps you fuller longer, and it stabilizes your blood sugar. And I don't expect you to be perfect. I just want you to be intentional about it. Aim for a protein source at every single meal. Like I told you a few minutes ago, every single meal I want you to have a protein source. And you can have simple options if cooking feels too difficult. Then you can prioritize just simple options, but I want you to have a protein source at every single meal, whether you're cooking it or not. I want you to think Greek yogurt, eggs, cottage cheese, chicken, fish, tofu, protein shakes, protein bars, whatever works for you to get your protein in. That's what I want you to do. And the next thing is carbs are still loud. Yes, really. Carbs are still loud. I promise you, carbs are loud because like I told you, that is how you get your energy. So you need carbs, and carbs is not a bad word. I know carbs get a bad rep, but carbs are not a bad word. And not training hard doesn't mean that you suddenly don't need carbs anymore. You still need carbs. Carbs support your energy, your brain support, your mood, your hormone health. And instead of fearing carbs, because I know that is a big fear, I used to fear carbs, so I get it. I just want you to adjust the type and the timing. Maybe you choose carbs that are slower to digest and pair the carbs with a protein and a healthy fat. And I want you to focus on portions that feel supportive, not restrictive. Carbs aren't the enemy, but extremes are the enemy. Don't take it to the extreme. Eat the carbs, enjoy the carbs. You need carbs. The next thing that I want to talk about is listen to hunger, but expect it to feel different. Your hunger cues might change when you're not training hard. You might notice less physical hunger, but more mental. Hunger coming later in the day. Cravings increasing due to stress or boredom. And for me, I experience more mental hunger when I'm not as active and not as much physical hunger. And none of it means that we're doing things wrong. I want you to check in with yourself and ask yourself, am I eating regularly? Am I eating enough earlier in the day? Am I eating foods that I actually enjoy? Because ignoring hunger cues normally backfire, and then it ends in binging cycles or restrictive cycles, and it's not a good thing to do. Don't ignore your hunger cues. Those hunger cues are there for a reason. God gave us hunger cues for a reason. And the last thing is, this season is not forever. And this is an important part of this video, so keep watching. Just because you can't train hard does not mean this is your new identity. Your body is adapting. Your needs are changing, and honoring this season, it's a part of the long-term process down the road. It's a long-term process. This is not a short-term, it's a long-term process. And fighting your body only creates setbacks, and setbacks that we don't want and don't deserve. Supporting is building resilience, and that's what I want you to do. If you're in a season that training looks different or doesn't even exist at all, I want you to hear this. You are not lazy, you are not failing, and you do not need to shrink yourself to be worthy. If this video helped you, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment any videos that you would like to see, subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye!